Sponsored by.
Hey y'all, hey, happy Monday, happy new week to you, happy new week. How y'all doing this fine Monday? As y'all can see, I'm getting off work. Thank and praise the Lord. It's 3:20. I've been at work since 6 o'clock this morning. Yeah. And I really was feeling kind of bad, y'all. When I was like, what's wrong with me? But I started feeling better as the day progressed. I don't know if it just hadn't had nothing to eat, because after I ate, I started feeling a little bit better. After I ate my little lunch. And y'all would think I had something spectacular for lunch. I had a Lunchable. A turkey and some cheese and crackers. That's what I had. And it came with a little Capri Sun. So that's what I had for my lunch, y'all. I did it up. I did the darn thing. And I was in a meeting, and honey, I had to present. But after the meeting, they had them little Garibaldi squares, a little caramel in there. I'm like, I deserve this piece of candy. So I got one of the squares of Garibaldi, the caramel one, off the table, and I ate it on the elevator on the way back up to my office. Anyway, but so much for that. Y'all know I had 2 questions. Well, I've been had a lot of questions recently. You know, y'all used to write in all the time and ask my opinion on stuff. And I still get some comments and stuff, and some things I say, well, I'll say something, and you know, I mention it in a video or something like that. And but I had 2 questions recently, and one tickled me so bad. It wasn't funny, but it was funny because Lord knows I went through this same situation. But that question was from Teresa, and it was about how do you get your adult children to clean up and do around the house when this person is in the middle of the lane and this other person is blowing at them. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Sir, get in one lane, please. I ain't blowing, you know, I'll be blowing at these folks over here. I just be trying to be patient, child. But anyway, and I'm right behind him now, but he don't know what lane he won't drive in. But let me get over y'all, because I can't be driving behind that person. I don't know what's going on with them. But Teresa said, how do you get adult children? You know, they depended on you to do all the household things. And her daughter or son, I don't remember, is 19 years old. Anyway, she has a teenage child. And basically not doing nothing, depending on mom to do it all. And I went through that. Luckily for me, my daughter went off to college. But Lord, when she was home in the summertime, I wanted to strangle her. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I offered my daughter 3 months rent paid if she stayed in Atlanta. I wasn't trying to get her to stay there, but if she wanted to stay there for her career, I was gonna help her, you know, as far as settling in and not having to be so burdened down as soon as she got a job. Or if she moved back here, she could stay with me for a year if she found a position here. And she did. She found a position here, and I gave her a year to save her money. Not only did I give her a year to save her money, she got a good job, by the way. I gave her a year to save her money. I gave her her whole living room furniture, all her kitchen dishes and stuff was already bought for her. You know, she didn't go in. I think the only thing Amber had to buy when she moved in, she bought a table for her kitchen. And I think that was later on that she bought her a bedroom suit, because she didn't want the bed that she had. She said she was gonna get herself something new, and that's understandable. You know, your first place, you don't want the stuff your mama and your brother and your uncle got you, so you just gonna get you something new, and that's what she did. And she still has that set as her guest set now, you know, because she paid a nice amount for it. But when I tell y'all, that joker was lazy as a ooh, Jesus, girl, ooh. And I was so down. The summertime wasn't so bad. But that year she stayed with me while she was saving money to go into her own place and just kind of get herself, you know, established and have some money in the bank and have a little nest egg put up. She got on my nerves. My nerves was so raggedy, y'all. Oh, Jesus, I can't tell you. I love my daughter to death and would do anything for her. But Lord have mercy, I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then I had to adjust, because she went off to college, just to her being there all the time, even though she came home in the summertime. It was a short period. You know, she came home on break some. It was a short period. She'd be right back off to college. And the thing about what's so funny is the stuff that I was telling her she need to do better in, she complained about her roommates in college. Who they don't want to clean up. They don't want to clean up the bathroom. They don't want to do they don't want to take out the garbage. I was like, no, are you kidding me? They don't, the microwave, they using my microwave and won't clean. Oh, child, I was like, is this for real? So, honey, to what you do, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I stayed fussing all the time. And it went in one ear and out the other. And even when I was in pain and up cooking, you would think she would get up and clean up the dishes. It's expected. And when I said something to her, you know what she told me? Well, you my mama. And we've done for our children so long and so much that they don't think when they become adults that they still look at themselves and want to be treated as little kids. You're no longer a little kid, and you would think that they would want to alleviate some of the burden on the parents, but it's just like, that don't even enter their head, honey. And still, my daughter will be 30 next month. She's still the same. And I'm gonna tell you, so she moved out and stayed gone for years. You know, and we talked about when I was going into buying this house, well, she moved in before I moved into my house. And it was time for her to re-sign her lease. And I said to her, I said, well, Amber, you don't have to go into a situation where you have to be paying that kind of money out, you know, for... Hold on 1 minute, y'all. I'm gonna have to put y'all on pause for a minute because I'm at the ATM. I thought I was going to the ATM, but it is not working, so I won't be getting no coins. I'll have to wait till tomorrow to do what I was going to do. At any rate, I told her she could stay for 2 years and build up her nest egg, but I gave her a date. I gave her a date to be vacating. And she got out in time. But when I tell you she left my house and didn't clean up her room properly, that room wasn't clean, the bathroom wasn't clean, and you would think, and y'all see how I struggle sometimes to get around, and she would say, my mama's in pain and stuff, I'm not going to leave the house like this. But she did. So I don't know what to tell you. And I at one point, I had a breaking point in the 2-year period where I got up, and it makes seem like it's so insignificant to you, but I'm real... If I leave dishes in my sink most of the time, I'm not good about putting up dishes right away. But washing them, I don't like dirty dishes. It creates bugs and stuff in your house. I don't like dirty dishes laying around my house or in my sink or anything. And I'm like, you can take a few minutes and you make a big deal out of just a dish or two. Yes, because I want my dishes clean. I don't want dirt. There's no reason to leave dirty dishes in the house. And I don't use the dishwasher. I wash dishes by hand. So every now and then, once or twice a year, it's still iced up pretty bad on this aisle. Once or twice a year, you know, I'll run my dishwasher just to run it, but it's not for purposes of washing dishes. Those dishes that be in there be done washed before I put them in the dishwasher. So that part. But so it was a frustrating point, but like one point I saw where I'm like, this is not gonna work. And I had gotten so down, and I said, I'm not going to be depressed in my house. You're going to have to do better, or you're going to have to go ahead and leave. I was going to cut it short, baby. I was going to cut it short. I don't think she really said too much. She avoided me for like 2 weeks. She would be gone, or she would be in her car or something when I came home, because I was upset. I went to Shelby Farms that day, and I'm like, I just cannot take this anymore. You're an adult, and it's too much on me. And I refuse to be down and miserable in my own home. This is a place of peace and a place of joy for me. And I'm not going to do it. So, now your child being 19 years old is a different scenario. Like I said, Amber didn't really get out on her own and have to worry about her own bills and stuff. She was 22 at her first... Was she 22? 22 in her first apartment, going on right before she turned 23. Going into her first apartment, but again, she had a career established, had been in her job for years as an accountant, so she was making good money. So, you know, I knew that she could afford it. But, and I put in place for her to be able to go without the stress. I don't know if that's going to be feasible for a 19-year-old, especially in today's economy. However, you're going to have to stop doing. Stop. You know, and I know you need to run your household a certain way. You need things clean because somebody won't live in a nasty environment. But certain things, you just going to have to let them figure it out on their own. If you can, even the grocery shopping and stuff. I'm not doing all that. You figure it out. I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. Look, cooking and stuff. I don't know what you gonna eat. You may be married. I don't know. What you gonna eat? We done ate. You know. Because until you start contributing to this household and start doing better, things are gonna have to stop. But believe me, your situation is not. But what I will do is put some guidelines in place. That this is the expectations that you have, and if they can't cooperate, hey, this is your date. Mine would behoove you to start looking at apartments or wherever, roommate situations where you can afford to pay to lay. I'm gonna give you 7 months or whatever, a year to save your money, so you won't have such a burden on you when you get out, you know, or whatever. But we're not gonna live like this. And you're an adult. But I don't know if you want to deal with that. And it takes tough, because it's hard sometimes to have to tell your children. But you don't. I always tell people, I love my daughter, you know, and I didn't charge her when she was living with me. You do your children a disservice if you don't prepare them to live a life with you gone. Because God could take you anytime. Our days are numbered, you don't know. And if you don't prepare your children, because ain't nobody going to tolerate. You love your kids, first of all. I love my daughter. But I know some things that I deal with my daughter, ain't nobody else going to deal with. They don't love her like I love her. The world don't love your children. They could care less about your kids. And frankly, they don't care about you either. Let's just keep it 100. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these younger generations. They think everybody's supposed to love them and supposed to say, oh, you did great. Please. Child, bye. They ain't saying that. Even though they got a participation trophy, they saying, look, get your lazy butt up and do something. They cry about everything. But you're going to have to admit some things. You're going to have some come to Jesus moments and some come to Jesus conversation with your child. You know, I don't know if that helped you at all, because I've been there. I dealt with it, honey. And I heard, baby. And I said a few curse words. Let's just to keep it for real. And I'm not even a curser like that. Baby, I had to curse a few times, because I just say, look, I can't take it no more. You getting on my dang nerves. I'm just telling you the truth. Anyway, moving on that, because I don't think I was no help to you at all. I don't know if I was any help to you at all on that one. But anyway, so that was the one question. Then I had another one from AJHR, and it was dealing with a friend situation of hers. And the friend husband passed away, right? The spouse passed away. Well, his best friend has asked the widow on a date. Now, they don't know how to explain this to the children, or to anyone for that matter. Well, that's a doozy, isn't it? Frankly, I don't think she should go. I know you have one life to live, and oh my God, you don't really supposed to care about what other people think, but in this instance, your children, it doesn't look good. And I'm not saying anything went wrong or went on when the husband was alive, but it makes it seem as if, now I don't know how long the spouse has been deceased. That's the thing. But it would make it seem like he was watching the wife all along, or they had something going on while the husband was living. This is the perception. Not saying that it's true, but this is the perception that if it was my parent, I would think that. Yes, I would want my mother to have someone else, but I sure would think not him. I guess you can't help who you love. I don't know, but I just saying that it could be all above board, but the perception don't look right. And then another thing too, he's lost his best friend and she's lost her husband. And they say that you was like trauma bonding and grief can lead you, to doing things that you would not otherwise do. So it may be just a grief bond. And they may be attaching themselves to one another. Maybe they're around each other a lot of times of comfort, and they are attaching them stuff and read more into what it is than what it need to be. She may be fearful of being alone, and of course he may have hung out with the friend all the time and was around them all the time, and maybe he thinks it's a sense of duty to want to be with the wife. I don't know. That was in the Bible days and stuff. You would be responsible. I don't know, child. But I'm just saying, as a child and as a parent, I don't know that was something. Now, had they met, and it was something, that they weren't, something that they was never around each other, something that may be different. But if that was somebody else, if it was the best friend, he was always around them, it doesn't look too kosher, so to speak. And so if it doesn't look kosher, a lot of times it's not quite kosher. Can she honestly say nothing was going on, and is it for the right reasons? And I would hate for them to get involved with each other and end up being hurting each other, just because they're bonding because of grief also. So, that would be something to think about. And she may want to put herself in a situation where, and like familiarity, sometimes you'll get into something just because you're familiar with people, and it's not necessarily something you need to be in. I don't know if she has a relationship with God sometimes, but she needs to ask God to lead her in this, because sometimes necessarily, that's kind of speaking like almost to getting back with an ex or something. Sometimes that's something just out of loneliness or whatever you'll do, but it's not something necessarily that you should do. And I can honestly say I don't think that this is appropriate at all. But again, like I said, they always say love is love. That's the saying, love is love. But it will be a no for me. That wouldn't even be a discussion I would have to have, with my children, because I wouldn't look at him like that. And she may have, be romanticizing that it would be something, and then the fear of maybe also being alone, especially if she was married for years to this man, that she may look into getting herself involved with other things. So this won't be something that she feels like she just has to be with someone or him, because that is the person that's in the vicinity. Ooh, y'all was trying to get off of here. Y'all be still sometime. God, put the seatbelt on. Put your car seat on. But anyway, I just kind of want to talk about those two things today, because those was questions asked, and I just figured I'd just come on and let y'all ride on home with me. Ride on home with me. Y'all, that little Lunchable gone. Shoot, I'm hungry. Luckily, I already got food at home. You got food at home. You know how your parents used to say, you got food at home. Ain't no stopping. I was telling Amber, I got one roll of ground beef. I ain't never been that low on beef, and I'm out of, I got some chicken, boneless skinless chicken thighs, 1 pack, and I got one like 6-pack of chicken wings. But I normally have that as something I have in the freezer. But I told her I'm gonna make that do what it do for the next 20 days, because I'm not going to the grocery store before we go back on the cruise. And I told y'all I had some stuff coming from Kroger. Child, I want some mini bell peppers and some mini cucumbers. Now I am gonna go in. I'm gonna actually go in the store, because I'm not trying to spend no money for no delivery on them little few items. So I'll stop, and one day, maybe this weekend, I'll go in the Piggly Wiggly and grab me a cucumber, and I probably won't even, I might grab one pepper, so I won't even have the peppers there, you know, just to eat. I can eat that week, a red one or an orange one or something I'll cut up and eat, because I had, you know, have that. But, and I had a banana on this. They didn't have no bananas. They didn't have I had some Roma tomatoes, and she said, well, they got regular tomatoes. So I told her, I had 3 Roma tomatoes. I just told her, give me a regular tomato, because I was going to make me some BLTs this week. And I got the bread, so I'll go and like get some fruit. Now they did have 2 mangoes, and I got some grapes, and I still got an apple in there, so I got some fruit, you know, for the next. If I run out, I'll get something else to tide me over. I don't know. It's been a long day. A long day. We got some long days this week, and I go early so I can get a decent parking space. But we gotta be there till 4:30 on Wednesday, and I'm still gonna go in early. I'll probably get there about 6:15, hopefully Wednesday. No later than 6:30, because it be jam-packed, and I'm sure with everybody being out last week because of the weather, that everybody and their mama gonna show up. The kids didn't go to school today, but I see why, because like it's patches in the road that and you would rather have your kids transported, you know, on a safer streets, because they have issues when the streets are clear, so let alone when there's patches of ice here and there and everywhere. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all and have y'all going all the way home with me, because traffic is moving slowly but surely. Y'all know what I'm saying. Surely, okay. Y'all know how I just be talking sometimes. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Oh, Crumpet's hot wings. Them some good hot wings. If y'all ever, I don't like my hot wings fried hard. That seem to be the Memphis thing. Okay, don't be kicking up all that snow over there. It's like the right lane. I'm in the middle lane now. It's like the right lane is a mess on most of these little streets, even though this is one of the main streets, because this is Shelby Drive. The left 2 lanes are clear, but the right lane, I wonder why. I guess that's the road that's not traveled, but you would think if it was melting, it would melt on the whole road. Or maybe they cleared that part of the road. I don't know. The trucks, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to get off here again. But I want y'all, thank y'all for riding with me and listening to my opinions. If y'all got a different opinion, y'all put it down below. I don't know how much I help anybody today. I don't even know. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I want you to know you're loved. I love you. And God truly loves you the most. Remember to always be kind to yourself and others. Be joyful and be blessed. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all later on this week. Bye.